Hello, my name is Gayatri Sanjay Kairnar and today's topic is Constructor in Java and date is 2nd Feb 22. So what is an constructor? Constructor is same as a method. So constructor can be called as a uh, block of um, block of method, or constructor are called when instances of an object are created. Constructors are similar to a method, so they are just like methods which are important in a program. uh, Constructors are when we create a constructor, that time object of that particular class are created. When object is created, then memory allocated for that particular object in Java. And constructor have a two type: default constructor and parameterized constructor. In Java, constructor are created when we invoke it or when we call it implicitly. Um, in Java programming language, constructors are called when we create a new method in a program. Then that time at least one constructor is called in that program. Default constructor means no parameter in that particular constructor, so that time default constructor we call. uh, every time when we create an object, that time constructor is called. And or we when we create an object, then we create that object by using new method, then at least one constructor is called in that particular method or class. Some of the rules for creating an constructor, they are: constructor name must be same as that particular class name. uh, constructor must have no explicit return type. Java constructor cannot be abstract, static, final, and synchronized. uh, in constructor we cannot use private, because we need to access a particular method from another class, so we cannot declare it as a private, because when we declare a private, then that method particular access to that particular class only. But here we want to access that method from that another particular class, so we cannot declare that constructor as a private. Constructors are must be public, protected, uh, abstract, static, final, and synchronized. uh, we declare constructor as a public, because when we declare a constructor as a public, it can be accessible, globally accessible to every class. So it can be accessible in public class, accessible public as a specifier, access in constructor. And protected also we can use in that particular package and for that particular class, so we can declare as a protected also. And default means no constructor have already typed as a default constructor, so we declare a constructor as a default also. So we will see about now we will see about the types of constructor in Java. First one is a default constructor. Default constructor means no argument or no parameter in that particular class. Means we declare a constructor as a default constructor because when we declare a constructor as a default, when there is no constructor is called, and when there is no constructor, the Java automatically declare that particular constructor as a default, because there is no parameter and no argument for that particular constructor, then it automatically declare as a default constructor in Java. uh, Next is a parameterized constructor. uh, Parameterized constructor means which has specific number of which has a specific number which has a specific number of argument In that constructor, we declare a constructor as a parameterized constructor when for that particular class, because it has a uh, specific number of constructor for that for that particular class or method. uh, in constructor there is a copy constructor. In Java there is no specific copy constructor, but when we copy value from one constructor to another constructor, then it called as a copy constructor. Copy constructor are used to uh, copy the value of a particular class or method from one class to another. Then there is copy constructor are used. Next is constructor are same as a method, so we will see difference between them. So constructors are have implicit return types, and method have explicit return type. Constructor are called when instances of object are created, and methods are created to check the behavior of an object. Constructor have a return type, and constructor does not have a return type, but method has a return type. In Java, we call constructor same as a method, because the some functionality of that constructor are same as a method. And method methods are which we declare as as a, as a main method in a program. Without that without the method, uh, we cannot execute the program, because the vim will not start the execution of program without main method. Main method means main method is an important method of JVM. So we will use the public static void main as a main method in our program, and without that we cannot execute our program. Here public is a SS specifier, static is a keyword, void is a return type, and main is a method name, and string argument is a array of string, which we will use as a method. And we will use constructor and class test, then curly bracket open, then we use that test and circular bracket, then constructor body, and then that particular curly bracket closes. As that type we use the constructor in Java. uh, that's all about today's topic, constructor in Java. Thank you.